Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I want to do a Comic-Con video here. It's Monday, start of the week, and we're exactly a month away until Comic-Con. So I actually wanted to do a Comic-Con trailer countdown video and sort of obviously get hyped for the trailer and a bunch of new information that we could learn here at Comic-Con. And so yeah, I want to talk about that and then talk about what to expect from Comic-Con in general here. Could we get a new spin-off? So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all of my Walking Dead content like this. Now, I think the obvious thing that we're going to be getting, I mean, first of all, I guess I should say there is no confirmation yet that The Walking Dead is going to be at Comic-Con, but that happens every year. It's always like that, like a month beforehand, there's usually no announcement, and then, you know, within a couple of weeks before, there's an announcement of all the panels and all that. So we'll learn more details in like the next week or two, I'm guessing, and then we'll have like the cast and all of that, all those announcements and all that will be at Comic-Con. So yeah, we're going to learn a lot of information like the next week or two in terms of just like the details of the exact date, the exact time of all the panels and all of that. This year, I really like, it's kind of hard to say, but Fear the Walking Dead obviously is over, so it's not going to have a panel. But I feel like this year what they're going to do is they'll have a Daryl Dixon panel, and then I think they're going to have a Dead City panel. I think I mean, obviously, Dead City, they're going to want to talk about the show, talk about filming. They're probably going to show off a small, like, teaser trailer for the season. Just something very small, obviously, because the show's not coming out for another, like, what 6, 7, 8 months from now, like season 2 of Dead City. So I think we'll probably get something really short because they've been filming for a bit. I expect the full trailer for this to drop at some point. I'm guessing in, like, January, but it could also drop in November, like mid-November once Daryl Dixon's finale is done. So they always release something then. So we'll probably get 2 trailers is what I'm expecting. But The Walking Dead for sure should be at Comic-Con. I would be very, very surprised if this year they actually missed. It'd be the first Comic-Con in like literally forever, right? So they're going to be there. They have a lot of shows coming out. Daryl Dixon season 2's trailer will be something that will be coming out because there was supposed to be something coming out like a month ago. But I think because of the change in release date, because Daryl Dixon was supposed to come out in the summer, that, you know, they pushed it off until Comic-Con just because, I mean, it makes sense. Like the show's coming out in 3 months from now and it is flying by. Like when they made that announcement of, oh, it's not coming out this summer, it was basically like we were like, what, 4 months away? It was close to 4 months away. And now we're 3 months away. So a month flew by just like that. Next month is going to fly by, you know, then we're at Comic-Con and we're going to get the trailer, all these other announcements and all of that. And then that last like 2 months there, that 8 weeks, like that really does fly by quite a bit because we constantly get new promotion of like this and that. And there's all this excitement building up for, you know, I guess the new season of The Walking Dead. And also once you start to just get into fall, I feel like excitement just sort of builds naturally because you're going into the fall months, you know, you're starting to get into the mood for Halloween and all of that. So that's why I personally wanted the Daryl Dixon show to be coming out in the fall because first of all, I like watching The Walking Dead in the fall, but I also just knew that if the show came out like right now in the summertime, like in like the next month, that I would be reviewing this show over the summer, which, yeah, it would be fun, but then I would have nothing to really talk about in the fall and winter time and just waiting until February basically for Dead City season 2, right? Because I'm guessing that's when it's coming out. That would just feel so off. It would really honestly feel so off to have nothing to talk about in terms of Walking Dead stuff, you know, in the fall. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather just have nothing to talk about in the summer because then I can enjoy my summer and then do the rewatch stuff that I'm enjoying that you guys seem to actually really like. So the Daryl Dixon trailer for sure will be out. There will be likely like a 2-minute trailer that's going to be very in depth in the story. It's going to show us like very brand new scenes. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot. I think a lot of the footage that we've seen from season 2 has been all from episode 1. I don't think we've seen anything from like episode 2. Like maybe, but I really doubt it. It seems like it's all episode 1 stuff. So I think we're going to see a lot in that trailer from like literally all episodes because last year's trailer, I'm pretty sure had footage from all of the episodes. It's just that it gets less and less. Obviously, you're going to see a lot less footage from the finale as you would from the very first episode, right? This trailer, though, I imagine is going to end in a way that's going to hype up the season because most trailers do, and, you know, they're really good at hyping, you know, their shows up and whatnot. So it could end with like a post-credit scene sort of thing. I really like what they did. Like, honestly, I really like what they did in season 9, that trailer, because it was like, you know, a pretty standard trailer. You would see just what the story was about with Rick and all of that and the Saviors. And it really just focused on that story. And then it seemed like the trailer was ending, right? It was just like, oh, this is the release date, whatever. And then you heard the whispers and then you saw walkers that were sort of whispering and it was like, whoa, is this the whisperers, right? That excitement right there. Like, honestly, that was probably my favorite trailer that's ever come out. And I would like them to do something like that. I think that would be really incredible if they did something like that. And they have more recently. Like, if you think about Dead City's trailer, I think the Walker King at the very end actually showed up. It was something like that where you're like, whoa, right? Yeah, I want something like that. That's what I'm really looking forward to right now. In terms of like the other stuff, Dead City, I expect a teaser trailer is probably going to be something like that's like 30 seconds, a lot of talk in the season. I think we'll get some confirmation on how many episodes they're actually doing, because, the rumor out there is that it's 8 episodes. Kim Coates has mentioned 2 times that I've noticed that, it's going to be 8 episodes. People behind the scenes are saying that it's going to end in like a month from now, or a little over a month or something like that. And they're filming episode 4 right now. Maybe they're almost done. The point is, though, is they've been filming for like, what, 2 or 3 months or something already at this point. And there are only 4 episodes in, so they would need an extra month of filming. Basically, they would have to film until the end of August in order for them to get 8 episodes. But maybe it's extended. But again, at Comic-Con, we'll have confirmation of all of that. New character announcements, just getting into all the newer characters and talking about all that. Because for Dead City, there is New York Comic-Con that's in October, so there's that to look forward to. We'll probably learn a lot more about the characters then. But Comic-Con, like San Diego Comic-Con, is a really big event where you're going to have the cast really there in front of Walking Dead fans and really explaining who their characters are and going way more in depth on everything, right? So I think this is the fun event here for a lot of the cast. We're likely going to get a new Rick and Michonne update. Now, like the update, it might not be anything. Like, it might just be Gimple being like, yeah, I have stories, this and that. And all I'll say is it's possible. It's really possible. And literally, that could just be the update, the same thing that we got before. But that they are working on stories right now. It just might not be at the point where, the story's really well done and they're able to hand it over to AMC and they're going to greenlight this new show, right? It might not be at that point right now. So, in terms of working on the story, like, honestly, a really good update for me would be, yes, we've been talking and, we have some ideas, this and that. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Like, an update like that to me tells me that, okay, so they've been working on stuff and right now they're actually starting to like throw ideas out there. Like, there's no official confirmation yet. Like, AMC hasn't officially greenlit the show to go into pre-production and all that. There's some talk and they're working on the story kind of thing, right? Like, I think an update like that would be really cool. Besides all of that, honestly, a new original story, I think is something I would really like. Like, if Gimple could come up with a new Walking Dead original story, or even like find some writers to come up with a new Walking Dead original story, I would love that. Because Fear the Walking Dead, like, I actually saw an article the other day that was like ranking the best spin-off shows, and they put Fear the Walking Dead at number 1. I really disagree with that. That is just insane to me. But obviously people are gonna have their own opinions. It's totally fine. But that's the thing, though, is like, well, why don't you just do a new spin-off, right? Like, Fear the Walking Dead, even though there was a lot of issues with it, people like the spin-off. Like, there's fans of Fear the Walking Dead, and there's fans of Fear the Walking Dead that don't like the Walking Dead or like the Walking Dead characters. They like the Fear the Walking Dead characters. So, well, like, why don't you come up with like a new story with brand new characters set somewhere else different and just focus on them? You can start from like, the very, very beginning of like when the apocalypse first happened and just focus around there. You don't have to jump forward to the current timeline right now. You can just start from there. I think that would be something very different right now, and people would probably really like an original story, right? I'd be so up for that. I think that'd be really incredible to get something like that. Like, everyone watched World Beyond. Everyone, got to know those characters, and World Beyond is like the worst case scenario because that was a show that nobody really liked. But even then, World Beyond still has a lot of people that like that show. Like, a lot of people like World Beyond, right? Like, it's not for me personally, but it was for a lot of people. And that's what an original story can do. You can create something else, like all new characters in a different location that people really, really like. And I think doing that would be really incredible. So I'm hoping for like a new original story in terms of the next spinoff announcement. And like, I guess they could announce, a new spinoff on characters that we already have, like characters from The Walking Dead that we haven't seen in a couple years, right? Or Fear the Walking Dead characters. They can announce spinoffs on those characters. I wouldn't mind an Alexandria spinoff, I guess, or just some type of newer spinoff like that. I think that could be kind of interesting. Like, it depends on the story, like, it really, really does. But that's what I mean. I kind of prefer them to do a more original story where we can meet newer characters and like those newer characters and just like, just be more in that story. And I think the key to that, personally, to like liking newer characters, is starting the story like right when the apocalypse happens, because then you get to know those characters and how they reacted when all that was happening, right? I think that's a big reason why we like our cast today, is because we've seen their reactions to everything. We've lived with them from the very beginning. And I think starting a spinoff where it's been like 20, 30 years in, like I think there'll be some sort of disconnect there, because you're like, well, you know, these characters are already at this place here. They might feel like just like nothing characters. That story of like, you know, the world is ending and then like the apocalypse is happening and whatnot, seeing our characters reacting to zombies, or I guess walkers, or whatever they're going to call them, that stuff is always so fun. Like even in Tales of the Walking Dead, that one Atlanta episode, I hated the episode in terms of what they did, because it was just too ridiculous that it just made no sense. But seeing that from a different perspective, I really enjoyed that. And honestly, even if like you focused on some characters that were set in Atlanta, that would be really awesome, because then you could just do something else where maybe they go in a different direction to where, you know, they don't really encounter like our group, obviously, on The Walking Dead. Because that episode with Atlanta and all that was so cool. It was really cool to see the, you know, the apocalypse happening from a different perspective. And that's what I mean. A new original story focused on that right now, I feel like is what The Walking Dead really needs. Like, I like Daryl Dixon, I like The Ones Who Live and Dead City, and I'm excited to see Ricky Michonne back, but something new and original I think would be really cool. And I think that was the reason people liked Fear the Walking Dead just in general. It was that it was something else, right? Like there's all of this story, but then there's that story. Like, yes, eventually they got Morgan and Dwight on that show, so it kind of felt like it was all connected. But if you just keep it as something else, then I think, yeah, that'd be really incredible. So I would hope that that is sort of something that is announced, but we'll have to wait and see. I doubt this year's Comic-Con is just going to be Daryl Dixon and then just Dead City. There will be some talk on like the Rick and Michonne show, or I guess the next story, and just like sort of an update. It might be a small update, but it's going to be something. Like Gimple will most likely talk about that. And then in terms of other spinoff news, that's what I'm really looking forward to. Like, you know, is there going to be a new announcement of this or that? So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Gimple might just tease that, right? Like Gimple might say, yes, we're working on like a new original story right now, this and that. Maybe it's not ready to be announced or like cast yet, but maybe he says that they're working on something like that, right? We'll have to wait and see, but this year's Comic-Con is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited, and I thought I would do a video now because we're about a month away. So post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.